Okay folks, this is experiment 1 part 2. Some things I thought about since I did set up the initial experiment, and now it's been about a week. So actually what I'm going to end up doing is moving those planters that you see because I need to move them out of the way so I can actually use this table to set up part 2. So here we go. Just to ensure that the soil is consistent, I've got this container which had a little bit in the bottom of it. I'm going to add to that. I had a container that had, I tried growing geranium from cutting, and so I'm going to dump that in here. Basically it's just a question of how much soil do I have to work with. So I got that. And then I have my bag. Bag of soil. And I'm just going to dump that in here too. And the idea is I want to have consistent soil. It's going to be an experiment. We need to eliminate variables, so I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. And now I'm going to introduce the containers. These are actually 6-packs as opposed to the 4-packs, and I do have 3 of them here. I did wash them out just to avoid any other sort of contamination. These have been sitting in storage for a while. See, this one used to be a petunia. Yeah, who knows what though. Okay, here's the other. Let's see, it was also a petunia. I guess I really liked petunias. And we got marigold, but I doubt that's going to have much of an impact because I pretty much cleaned them out. So the idea is now I'm going to fill these with this soil, which is now fairly thoroughly mixed. So that eliminates that as a variable, and then I have to decide on which plants I'm actually going to put in here. I have a fairly good idea. I just need, since there's 6 packs, I need to decide if I want to do 6 of one particular plant or I want to put multiple plants into this experiment. So let me do that and I'll be right back. So now we've got most of this sort of set up. The soil is in the trays. They are labeled. We have a control, which is the one in the middle. It's all going to be about beans. I've got 6 different varieties of beans. Beans tend to grow fairly quickly compared to the snapdragons, which was part 1 of experiment 1. The snapdragons are about a 21-day germination on average. The beans are probably about a week on average, and I've actually seen them in the past grow even faster than that. So, but anyway, I didn't want to plant all the same varieties, so I found 6 different varieties I happen to have, and I actually have more. I got those back here. I just pulled everything out, but like the edamame is going to take a while. The lima beans, well, they're kind of cool. I think we're looking at, well, actually that's 6 to 8 days. But let's see, I think it was the asparagus beans. Yeah, 15 to 21 days on that one. And then I had a pack of mixed beans, and the problem with that is I don't know which bean I'm actually planting. I'm going to put 1 bean in each little section, so let me actually push them in about 1 inch. I looked at all the depths that were recommended for these, and I'm just averaging it, so they're all going to go in at about 1 inch. And then we'll get to the next part of it. The beans are in. Now, just for the record, relative to the labels out front here, here's what we've got. These are stacked up the same way. So we've got pinto beans in the lower right. We've got Kentucky Wonder Wax Pole in the front center. We've got cowpeas in the left front. We've got Kentucky Wonder Pole Green in the back right. We've got Cherokee Wax in the back middle, and we have Royal Burgundy, which is a bush, in the back left. So it's the same in all 3 of these. And so now the next thing is going to be to put in the actual coffee grounds. This time it's going to be French roast versus espresso. We'll see if there's any difference there. Just a thought I had, and spawned this little idea, so here we go. You saw the French roast before, and it's also my scoop that you saw before in part 1. I'm just trying to get some of these. It tends to kind of clump up on me. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to pour it. Okay folks, sorry about the hard cut there. I was more concerned about the batteries running out, which I keep meaning to charge overnight, and then I didn't realize the memory card had filled up. I even recorded a whole other segment. So let me see if I can sort of catch you up here. I went ahead and finished setting up the experiment. Today is the 15th. We'll see what happens. And I'm anticipating that probably in about a week I will have some sprouts. Really the goal of this particular experiment, at least for the set of trays on the right, basically on the left is part 1, on the right is part 2. And for the part 2 trays, which are 6 packs, there's 6 individual beans in there, and the goal here is to test French roast versus espresso. I know that may sound a little ridiculous, but what the heck, I've got some soil, I've got the 6 packs, I certainly had the beans, I had probably 4 more varieties that I chose not to put in there. This year in my garden I really don't have any beans, so this is about all I'm doing for beans, because unfortunately the grasshoppers really get to them. But bottom line, the goal of this experiment was to figure out the difference between the control, French roast, and espresso, and see if there's any real difference between them. 6 different varieties should provide a lot of data, and we'll just see which ones germinate first, if it makes a difference, or if possibly the French roast is actually, or I should say the coffee, which will increase the nitrogen and decrease the pH, making it more acidic, whether that's going to burn out the beans. So my recommendation to you, if you want to learn a little bit more, is go to myfolia.com, check out those types of beans that you saw, and see what the pH level is supposed to be for those. That'll help you sort of predict what's going on, and you can watch in wonder as I watch. I'll give regular updates on these experiments. I think what I'm probably going to do at this point is I'll do the time lapses as part 3, part 4, and so on of the experiment. So that's it for now.